We just got to meet Chuck here, who actually got to see Buddy Holly at his very last concert, so it's a real honor to meet you, Chuck. Nice to meet you. I wanted to get a photo with you, so if you're going to leave pretty soon, I want to come over here so we can get one. Okay, so I don't know if you're heading out soon, but let me know. Okay.
I said, well, I'll go over and try and catch a second gig, and because usually they did 2 performances. They did one like at 8 or 8:30. Then they had a break period of time, and then they did the last gig before they broke off. Okay, well, we'll go strictly by memory of my age, you know. But although that event was so extraordinary to be able to attend, it'd be part of my life forever. But anyway, it was about, I went over there for the second gig about 9 o'clock, and the show was just getting ready to start, and everybody was gathering up against the stage, and they introduced Buddy Holly, and he came out and started doing his thing, and then he took a little break, and the Big Bopper did his thing, and Ritchie Valens, I can remember my friend was working backstage. He said he would sit back there with the guitar constantly and just make it talk. He said, and all 3 of the guys, even the Big Bopper, they were just true gentlemen. He said when they asked him if they wanted something, he said, yes sir, no sir, thank you. Where a lot of these stars came in and they were so hung up on their ego that they were impossible to deal with. But these 3 guys were just super personalities. So anyway, they came out and they did their songs, and everybody packed up against the stage. And it lasted till just around 10 o'clock, as I remember. And then they called it a night and got their applause, and everybody broke off then and started back home, wherever they came from. I lived in Mason City, which was about 10 miles from Clear Lake. And I remember going over to a restaurant and having a coffee and a donut or something with a bunch of the guys and reliving the night's event. And I remember getting in my car and driving home, because I lived, like I said, Mason City was 10 miles from Clear Lake, snowing like the devil, absolutely pouring down the snow. And I got home, I got up the next morning, and a group of us guys usually had breakfast together at a local restaurant in Mason City. And one of the guys came in and said, hey, did you hear about the news last night? These guys at Clear Lake, they all were killed in a plane crash. And we sat in there, we're waiting for a punchline thinking it's a joke. He says, no, this is for real. And he opened up the newspaper, and of course, there it was in the headlines. We just sat there devastated, totally devastated. We couldn't believe it. And of course, it really hit home with me because Roger Peterson was a personal friend of mine. So anyway, that's the Buddy Holly story that I was fortunate to live, and hopefully will remember all my life. But it was great. It was great. This guy's great. This guy's great. And it's interesting because I've never seen the Buddy Holly story. I guess they made a movie about it. I've seen the Ritchie Valens story, and of course the Surf Ballroom wasn't depicted as it really was in reality, but as a movie it was great. Yeah. But just watching him play the guitar, I could just about see it, you know. He was a master with the guitar. And the Big Bopper was just a big clown. He was a big clown. That's the way the guy described it. But that was the night rock and roll died.